Hey folks, welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host Derrick Schommer. I'm going to just do a little bit of a vlog. This is going to be a status update. There's going to be some changes coming down on the CMC channel that are by far probably the most radical that I've made thus far, starting next week, because I want to get things implemented right away. So as a general guideline, I'm going to be changing the schedule up a little bit. So we're going to nix some stuff, we're going to add some stuff, we're going to do some stuff. So from a shooter perspective, I'm getting rid of Sunday night shooters as a general episode or a Sunday release. Doing shooters in general might be a thing every now and then when we find a good one or if somebody submits something that's really cool. But I kind of find it's a little bit out of the scope of what we've been doing. I know there's already channels like Tipsy Bartender for those that just wanted crazy college drinks. And I'm also going to collapse episodes down, so we're going to do 5 episodes a week, Monday through Friday. Monday is going to be our spirit review. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be cocktails. Friday will be the more you know. Over the course of the last few months, as I've been trying to produce more video and understand where the direction of the show needs to go now that I'm full-time, understanding the amount of time I'm spending on things, the thing that's by far the most time-consuming is our VSOP, our short editions. And they have helped increase audience retention rates, which are always great to have higher, more people watching for longer. But the cost to them is quite high. So when I talk cost, I mean the justification of the cost. So for instance, I did a couple stat lookups just to see, and we did Pancho Villa 2 weeks ago, the Jaegerita, the Swollen Gland, those 3 episodes themselves. They're not getting the views that a short edition validation or what I would need to validate a short edition. So for instance, Pancho Villa made 47 cents, Jaegerita makes $1.28, and Swollen Gland made 77 cents. So Swollen Gland is probably the one that's been out there the longest. That means I spend roughly, if a video starts out at about 15 minutes or less, I will spend at least 15 minutes editing and cutting it down, because I've got to watch the full length of the thing, cut it where it needs to be to make it as short and refined as possible. So if you think about what you could do for 15 minutes that will generate you 77 cents, there's tons of other things. I can go and I can sell stuff on the side of the street or ask for money on the corner. So the justification doesn't make sense. So what I'm thinking of doing, and I would love as much input as you want to give, because this is your chance to give it, I'm going to cut down the timing on each video to be under 10 minutes. I'm going to clock it to make sure it's under 10 minutes. That's kind of the happy medium. I know in survey results, people are like, oh, 15 minutes is great. And we had a lot of results, but that makes up for about 200 of our viewers. And I need to get more than 200 viewers, so I need to find a way to meet in the middle. So what I want to do is keep it under that to keep the viewership in touch as long as I can throughout a video, because the length of time that you guys watch a video, even if you don't watch it all, the longer the video is that you watch. So if you watch 8 of 10 minutes of a video, or 3 of 4 minutes, or 12 of 15 minutes, that actually helps in search rankings. So for those videos to show up at the top of search is kind of the lifeblood of this kind of industry. At the same time, nobody's looking for Pancho Villa cocktail. Nobody's looking for, oh, there might be some looking for Jaegerita. And what I've learned by just kind of observing, watching, and tracking stats over months, weeks, whatever, is first off, the more you know videos are pretty much a hit right now. I don't know if that's just because it's new and different and you're watching them where you don't typically watch every video, because let's face it, if I have a VSOP release, a short version, a long version, the same day, and both combined get me 600 views, yet I'll have 600 views within 3 hours on a hangover remedy or shock your bar with spirits or alcohol going bad. That tells me that the subscribers are tuning in, they're seeing it in their feed, and they're skipping those other videos, but you're watching that specific video. So it's not really worth my time to make all this content if you're only going to watch a segment of it. What is worth my time is spending more time researching those segments. So what that means is the more you know videos on Friday, and by having this content the way we're doing it, that gives me those views, those leads, which I actually built for search more than I built for the subscribers. Well, I want all you guys to watch everything. I was kind of hoping that the search results, and it will, is going to pull in a lot of people looking for, does my spirits go bad? How long does vermouth last? Those are natural searches that I've done research on to figure out that they'll work. But the fact that you're watching them is epic, because that means I'm getting that ad revenue right away, and I'm getting the traction I need. But the messaging from the viewership not from what people are saying, which is actually closer to reality, is that maybe I'm bombarding you with too much content. I don't know if that's a thing. But by reducing it to one video a day, doing 5 days, I'm also going to reduce my overall edits. That means I'm going to also reduce my overall live streams. So live streams will be every other week instead of every week. And during that live stream, it's going to be a little bit more content because I'm going to do 2 weeks worth of effort in one. So 2 spirit reviews, 6 cocktails, and the more you know won't be in there. Those will be stuff I'll do on the side. So that means I have Ian's time for that one day we get a Friday off. That means for me, I have a little bit more time, family time, research time, and then I'm only having to edit once every 2 weeks. If I do all my edits on a Tuesday, on a Tuesday and a Monday like I do now, if I continue that process, I have the whole next week to work on more videos and knowledge and give you guys more value. So the goal isn't to reduce the overall video content. It's just to push the quality up a little bit and see if I can figure out what you guys want, because you're not telling me. So I have to do it based on what I'm watching. And yeah, Yarita did pretty well actually for a video. So did some reviews. So my hope is that doing the spirit reviews, some will hit, some will go nowhere. The spirit reviews have been some of the biggest money generators in all. Like when you look at a couple that have hit, like Vanique. Vanique has probably made the channel 20% of its overall monthly revenue just on one Vanique review. So if I can find a few more like that, you never know what they're going to be. So I just keep blowing through the spirit reviews, hoping I hit one of those, plus hoping to touch on products you guys want to know about. Some of the ones I've done is because you've asked. So if you're asking, I assume other people want to know as well. So spirit reviews will be on a weekly basis as part of the overall content, but you're going to have 3 different cocktails each week. I'd love to know what you guys think about that. Let me make sure I covered my thing. So in general, here, Monday, you're going to see a spirit review. Tuesday through Thursday is your cocktails. Fridays, the more you know, and the live stream every other week. And anything I find in the middle of vlogs and stuff like that will kind of fall into rotation, but that means you'll get 1 video per day instead of, at this point, sometimes 3. Now, the more you know being pushed out as fast as it is right now, the reason I'm kind of I wanted to build that series up to have a base of content. So as I release weekly, people who go, oh, that was really interesting, let me look at the playlist, they have a big base to go from. So that's why I've been kind of pushing those out to build that base moving forward, but I can't sustain that forever because it's just a lot of content. So that's kind of where I wanted to go. I'd love to know your input because this is completely different. I've never not done a Sunday show. I've never not really in the last 5 years done an every other live stream. I've never cut down the cocktails to 3 besides the first couple months I've ever done it. So the goal is to give you guys quality content. As a full-time person, that means I have more time to invest in understanding that content, doing the research so that you guys are presented with better data and better understanding of the industry and liquor. You'll probably see some other things off the beaten path, like interviews with people that will come out whenever I can get them done. So there you go. Hopefully that makes sense. I'd love, if you've never commented before, this would be the video to do it because this is probably the biggest change in direction that the show's really ever taken. And I have something on Facebook too as a status update if you care. So there you go. We'll start this next week, starting on whatever the heck next week's going to be, the end of August. And we'll take it from there, see how it goes. Worst case, things don't work out, we make a change. I can do that. It's my channel. Nobody's going to fire me. All right, guys. Talk to you later.